welcome back. I'm joined by April Flagg from Aroostook Aspirations for our weekly segment.
Yes.
County kids, students, they're getting ready to get back to school.
Yes.
And today we're going to talk textbooks. It's a big expense.
We are. Big expense. And as a matter of fact, the average expense in the United States for textbooks and the supplies that go along with them is $550. And that number can be awfully scary to incoming freshmen and to their parents. So we're going to offer a little bit of help today with some tips.
What's your first tip of advice?
So my first tip is not to buy your books without speaking to your professor. Oftentimes, professors may teach from a slideshow or they may not necessarily use the book. So before you spend a whole lot of money on a book that you may or may not need, wait until you have a chance to actually speak to the professor. If that's not available to you right away, talk to someone who's already taken the class. You might find out some information that's really usable.
Well, the other thing I found, too, as a freshman in college, I went out and I bought all the books. I probably spent over $500. But then, throughout my college career, I just started going to the library. You can save yourself a lot of money by doing that.
You can, actually. The library is one of those untapped resources that students kind of look at for research help, but they don't really see that the library is a mechanism of assistance regardless of how you need it. And they carry several copies of the books that are being taught in classes. They don't cost anything. Sometimes you can take them out. They're just as good as renting a book, except you don't have to pay the rental fee.
And how about different editions of textbooks? Because different editions come out almost yearly sometimes.
They do, and different editions often confuse students. The first thing you need to know is that an edition often means that perhaps some information has changed, maybe a chapter was added, but it doesn't necessarily take away the importance of the book. It just means perhaps that somebody did some more research or added an additional chapter, or even as little as went in and did some editing.
Right. And also researching the price beforehand, because there's different websites out there.
Yes.
There's Amazon, there's eBay, different places where you can get a good deal.
In order to save money, you're going to have to spend a little bit of time, but that time will be well spent. With websites like eBay, like half.com, there's a new site out there called Abe Books. You can go to all of those places and you can actually compare prices for a textbook. Several of the sites will do it for you and find the least expensive textbook. Now, one thing I will say about buying books online is this. Make sure you look at the percentage of pleased customers anyone has. You don't want to buy a book and then not get it until November. So make sure that you're clear on the shipping details and that the person you're buying from has a really good reputation.
And then also, there's a lot of resources just within the community for students.
Yes, there are. One of the things that you need to remember is that each other is one of the greatest resources. You know, you're not the first college freshman to walk across a college campus, and you're not the first college senior. It means that other kids have used these textbooks and taken these classes. Social media can really be of great assistance to you. You put a plea out there for a biology book, you never know what you're going to find. What I think you probably will find is a student who will either let you borrow their book, rent their book, or buy their book for a lot less than you would find anywhere else. Or if you have a friend and you're taking the class together, consider sharing the book, especially if you're roommates. And if it doesn't work out, you can always order the book later. But I would suggest checking out that resource first, as most likely it'll be the one that will save you the most money.
Great. Well, we're going to wrap things up shortly. And for the students that may be watching now, maybe they want some more information from you.
Yes.
Where should they go?
So the first thing you should know is that you need to go to www.govinfund.org. That's going to help you connect to our website. But I will tell you, make sure you like us on Facebook and you follow us on Twitter, because the rest of the month you're going to find cute little tips there about buying textbooks. We're going to try to make August a month that really kind of serves the students who are going back to school. And one more quick tip. International versions are gaining popularity. Remember that international versions just mean they were printed outside of the United States. So it could be the same information, but in black and white. Check it out and use that IBN number.
Thank you so much for sharing that valuable information, April. We'll be right back after this.
From northern Maine and western New Brunswick, you're watching News Source 8, the morning edition.